Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make an ice-dyed single geode shirt. As usual, I washed and dried the shirt. Then I soaked it in a soda ash solution for about 20 to 30 minutes, wrung it out of my Panda spin dryer so it's just barely damp. I also have the shirt turned inside out. I'm going to find a place on the shirt where I'd like the center of the geode to be, and then I'm going to use a washable marker and put a dot right there. You don't have to do this, I'm just kind of doing this for reference. Then pinching that mark that I just made, I'm going to grab one layer of fabric and lift the shirt up off of the table. Then I'm going to slide my hand all the way down the shirt and smooth it down and begin tying from the bottom of the shirt. I think it makes the geode look a little bit more natural if I start tying it from the bottom rather than from the center of the geode out. When I tie from the center out, it's a little too easy to get more of a bullseye look to the geode, and I don't want that. I'm using sinew to tie this geode, and I wrap the sinew around an area a couple of times and then pull as tight as I can. The sinew is wax coated, and what will happen is it will lock down on itself and tighten down on that area, then it won't allow the dye to get underneath that area and dye that part of the shirt. So since I want this geode to look more natural, I'm going to vary the distance between the lines on the shirt. I'm going to make some of these sections a little bit thinner and some of them a little wider. And every now and then you'll see me lift the shirt up off the table and kind of readjust it a little bit. I don't mind if the shirt is messy as I'm tying it. That actually gives it more of a natural or random feel, which is what I want. That's why I keep lifting it up and readjusting things, is I don't want it to be too perfect. When I get close to the center of the shirt, I'm going to open it up a little bit, move it around, push part of the center down into the shirt, and just make this area kind of messy. After I'm finished tying the shirt, I'm going to go ahead and set it aside and allow it to dry out completely. I get better color saturation on really thick folds like this if they're completely dry when I start applying the dye. Otherwise, the fibers are too full of soda ash solution to go ahead and accept or wick up the dye properly. I'm going to ice dye this shirt, so I've placed it on a rack, and I need to make myself some sort of barrier to keep the ice on top of the shirt. For this, I'm going to use silicone cake molds, and I have a link down below this video in the description for where I purchased these cake molds, as well as some of the other items that I use when I tie-dye. I'm placing the silicone cake mold as close up to the shirt as I can, then I'm holding it in place with some wooden clothespins. There are several ways that you can apply dye to a geode. You can either just randomly add dye on top of the shirt, or you can add dye to the individual sections. For this shirt, I'm choosing to add dye to the individual sections. I am going to add each dye color to several different sections on the shirt though. I want a geode shirt that's primarily blue, but I'm going to break up the blue color with a little bit of gray. So I'm using a variety of gray and blue dyes on this shirt. I'm going to use quite a few different colors on this shirt, so if you happen to lose track of what colors I've used, I've also listed those down below in the description for the video. I'm beginning by adding baby blue to the center of the geode. So right now the center of the geode is on the left side of the screen. Then I'm going to add the baby blue from Dharma to another section. The next color I'm using is Lapis from Pro Chemical and Dye. Followed by Sky Blue from Grateful Dyes. I tried to show you the next color I was going to use, but it went flying out of my hands. But the next color I'm going to use is Blueberry from Dharma Trading Company. I'm using some stainless steel lab spoons that I purchased off of Amazon to apply the dye. I have a link down below in the description for where I bought these as well. I'm using Indigo from Custom Colors. I'm using Silver Lining from Dharma. Sapphire Blue from Dharma. I pulled two gray colors to use and then decided against it. Instead, I went with Royal Blue from Custom Colors. I have quite a few darker blues in the shirt, so I wanted to bring in a little bit more lightness. So in the remaining sections, I'm going to add Baby Blue from Dharma and Silver Lining from Dharma. Over the top of the dye, I'm going to add an additional sprinkle of soda ash. I add the additional soda ash because as the ice melts and runs through the shirt, I want to make sure I still have plenty of soda ash left in the shirt to react with the dye. Then I'm going to add some ice on top of the shirt. To add a little bit more depth to the geode, I'm going to add Blue-Gray from Dharma Trading Company over the top. Then I'm going to put the shirt aside and allow the ice to melt. After the ice melted, I came back and checked on the shirt, and the color had started to come through the shirt pretty well, but there was still quite a bit of dye left on top of the shirt. So I added another layer of ice and I let the shirt continue to process. I left the shirt for at least 24 hours after the second layer of ice melted. Then I took the shirt to my utility sink and I began rinsing in cold water. I started rinsing in cold water to rinse out any of the soda ash that was left in the shirt. Then I untied the shirt and gradually warmed the water up to hot to rinse out any of the excess dye that didn't bond with the shirt. Since there was quite a bit of blue dye coming out of the shirt, I went ahead and soaked the shirt in hot water with a little bit of Blue Dawn dish detergent. As the water would get cold, I kept changing it out until the water was almost clear. Then I put the shirt into my washing machine and washed it on a hot cycle along with a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent. After the shirt was washed and dried, this is what it looks like. So what do you think about the shirt? I really like it. I like all of the blue colors and I think they work really well together. I'm glad I added in the silver lining. I think it needed just a little something to break up all the different shades of blue. So I think the silver lining does a good job to do that. I can tell right off the bat that the baby blue that I put in the center of the geode pretty much got overtaken by either the lapis or maybe even the indigo because it's pretty dark. So I've had several people tell me that they're a little bit intimidated to make a geode shirt, but a single geode shirt is a great place to start. The sections are a little bit larger and I think they're a little easier to dye since they're not as unusually shaped, and I think they end up looking really cool. What do you guys think? Do you like the single geode shirts? What do you think about this shirt? Drop me a comment down below and let me know. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.